Hello world, it's time for another leukemia update. First of all, I'd just like to say that I'm doing well. I've been to the doctor, we've had a normal checkup, everything's looking good. It's just last weekend I had a bit of a interesting scare. So what happened? Well, the weekend started off normal, except to put it this way, my feces went very hard and dark, black. Saturday evening, Tessa was already in bed and I saw this. So Sunday morning I mentioned it to her, and I took my pills in the morning as I normally would, and I struggled to get it down more than normal, but I didn't think much of it. Went through the day, we did some work in the garden, prepared for other things of the day. I went to our chalet that we have. My dad and my brother would meet me there. We were going to watch the Formula 1 race there that Sunday afternoon. So while I was there, I was going to start preparing lunch for us, and I went into the kitchen, and I all of a sudden started to get very dizzy. I could barely stand up, so I put the kettle on to boil the water for rice, and I had to go sit down already. I was really not doing well. After a while I thought, let me try again. I was trying to get the rice going and really struggling. I thought maybe get myself a cup of coffee while I'm busy. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I all of a sudden had to throw up. So I ran for the bathroom, and it was just blood everywhere. I just couldn't hold it back, and it just came out, and I was so dizzy then. At that moment I was thinking, I've got to let Tessa know, but Tessa just happened to call at that moment, and I told her I'm not doing well. I don't know what was going on then. I went to sit down. I believe she phoned my brother, because my dad and brother were already on their way to the chalet, so that they knew what was going on. I was at that point very white. I tried to clean up in the toilet, but I was in terrible state anyway. My brother came, he called the hospital, and so they arranged for us to go there immediately. And so off we went. We went to the car. On the way to the car, I started to see only in light and dark, so I couldn't make out everything. And to me, where the sun shone was white, everything else was black. We got to the car, I lay down in the car as we drove to the hospital. When we got to the hospital, I sort of had the awareness to say to my brother, you better get me one of those wheelchairs, because I wasn't doing well. I got out the car, and all I can remember is that when I got out the car, it's like I had every thought in the world and then nothing. And next thing I remember was my dad and my brother were lifting me into this wheelchair. I heard later on what had happened is I apparently went blank, and my dad realized something was wrong, and he helped me to the floor. And when my brother came with the chair, they put me in the chair. In the hospital, they looked, took blood. My HB had dropped from what had been I was running about 8.4 at my last blood test. I dropped to 5.7. Now 5.7 is not usually that bad that you need transfusion, but the problem was I dropped 3 points in one day basically. So in that case they said they had to do something, also knowing my history of leukemia. And something wrong in the stomach, so they also gave me Nexium for the stomach to calm down the acid, and then made sure that I had a place to stay for the night in the hospital. They gave me a private room because I am still immune compromised, and they took me to the room, and then they fetched me and then took me for an endoscopy to have a look. And it turns out I have from your throat area through your esophagus to the stomach, that area that goes across there's a muscle that's supposed to contract to keep everything in your stomach once you've eaten it. Okay, as you get older, it stretches out and weakens, but because of my chemos and the throwing up and the radiation and things that were going on during the last few years, mine stretched faster than normal. So some of the stomach acid will go up, and if it hits the esophagus area, that's not meant for stomach acid. And so I got a wound there. Now I was lucky it was a small one, and the Nexium had already closed it. But I had to stay in the hospital 24 hours on Nexium and get a blood transfusion to make sure I was okay. Monday I went home, everything was fine. I'm doing okay now. I am on stomach protectors. I should have been taking them before, but I was negligent in taking them. Let this be a lesson. When you get meds, they are very often important. I'm taking them now. I'm feeling much better. I'm still healing up, but the esophagus area does heal up very quickly, they say. But that just was a scare during the weekend. I've made it out okay. I am fine, and everything's going well. Anyway, thank you for listening. Do like or leave a comment, and keep well, and God bless. Just a heads up for those people who are following my What is a Church series, there will be no video this week. I'm going to be recovering. The next few weeks also, because of other things going on, I'm actually very busy with some other things. I'll try and bring out videos, but I don't think I'll be taking time to really going through the study. So we have a short break.